Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Legion of Memes Memestream.
Hello there.
Did somebody leave? All right. Well, just welcome everybody to Legion of Memers Memestream. Our guest might be a few minutes late considering it is first thing in the morning for him. I don't blame him. We'll be seeing him in a few minutes. So let's get started with the intros. We'll go from the bottom top as usual. Here we go. We'll start off with Kenzo. Hey, Kenzo, how you doing, man?
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Just a little.
Yeah, sorry, I literally just got here on almost late. I've had a very busy week this week. Been plowing through, doing character designs and mouth animations and all sorts for this new up and coming full Aussie animated kind of reboot, I guess. You know, rebooting it this early. I've done like 3 episodes, so it's about time to shake things up, you know. But yeah, it's been good fun, and I can't wait to show you guys next week. Should be ready by next Saturday.
Bro, it is some great work. I am so excited. Getting a sneak peek is always great.
And I am so pleased to see Drunk 3PO as a special unannounced guest. I was just expecting to see Raging Rhino here tonight, but hey, Drunk 3PO, it's really nice to meet you in person, man.
The Canadian bear himself.
And congratulations on all the plowing, dude. Awesome.
Oh, so he's been into farming. Oh, that's great.
Well, let's do it this way then. Since Drunk 3PO is on stream, we should introduce him next. Hey, Drunk 3PO, how you doing, man?
Hey, it's not really 3PO. I told everybody.
Never mind. Get him out of here.
Get him out.
You should have done a voice.
Camera trickery and all
He's
sorts.
only here to show his ass.
Mine's
And
on
then shift
usual.
eyes.
You should have done a voice like a squeaker. It's like, hello there, I am the Canadian bear.
It's a bare ass.
It's a bare ass. I was wondering how long you're going to leave me under there. That's a little suffocating underneath that sheet. Thank you for.
Well, I wanted to
letting
make you
me come
sweat a bit, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I had to show off my new favorite toy here. Who when I saw him, he's surprisingly stoned and crazy. Look at that. He's
He looks
Canadian,
Well,
right?
could he be, I don't know, drunk?
You know what? That's a very hungover look right there. He is hung the fuck over. I am not Drunk 3PO. I am the one known as Soldier Spirit on the Twitters. I'm the host of Vets Talkin', where we have our show every Saturday. A few hours after this on Vets Talkin', drop the G and you'll find me. We have Skinamax Saturday, where we have our friend Tina Bojan will be coming on tonight, and we're just gonna talk a few crazy shit. I'm gonna have a couple beers and hopefully not be hungover on Sunday. But yeah, everybody, thank you for having me here as usual. Thank you guys out there for being here. I'm looking forward to talking about Star Trek because Picard rather, because I gave it a very raving review, and I realized it's a little bit too soon to have that high of an expectation off of one episode. But I am at least optimistic based on what Gary's been saying about it. So let's get into it.
All right, we can't wait to hear that. I'm not the most massive Star Trek fan, so I love hearing other people's opinion on it. Horny Alf, how you doing today, mate?
Hey, No Green Rocks, thanks for having me on. Yeah, Horny Alf, Alien Master Memes. You can find me on Twitter dropping memes. When you can't find me here on the Legion stream, I'm usually on Vets Talking, Tuesdays and Saturdays. And then actually tonight I'll be on Etepukuian's Place to Be Reviews for a little bit. So yeah, ready to talk about some stuff, Star Trek.
Italian Spider-Man?
We already watched that. You missed it, Jeremy. You missed it. Bad boy. Shame.
Yeah, too bad. Oculus, how you doing today, mate?
Pretty well. Another exciting Saturday with the boys and talk about some lovely topics, especially a movie that came out yesterday is doing pretty badly and huge ramifications that's already been happening right now. So I can't wait to dive right into that.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because everybody's trying to have this full conversation behind the camera before we start the show. I'm like, guys, shut up and keep it for the show.
No,
But
fuck
we
you.
can't help it.
Controller. Can't help it. It's so terrible.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting topic. Devil made me do it. How you doing today, mate?
I'm good. My name is Devil Made Me Do It. I am now like 3 on the Twitter. If you like memes, I figured to get to know your memers more, I'll give people some of my background, a little bit of information about myself. My real name is Ray Kinsella. I live on an Iowa corn farm with my wife Annie and my daughter Karen. I recently plowed over a portion of it to build a baseball field because Ray Liotta told me to. When I ordered the baseballs, though, they only sent softballs from Amazon, and so now my field's full with lesbians. So,
It's nice to meet, right?
Yeah, I just wanted you guys to know me a little bit. Otherwise, I'm excited to be here. You sound just like him. What the hell?
Field of
Thanks,
dice.
Devil. CJP, how you doing today, mate?
It is me to CJP, the bearded bard of Bond. You can find me on my channel. Doing some more Bond stuff. I'm over on ETEP's channel for Mondays and Wednesdays and Saturdays now. So, just find me over there. And I'm, I did watch Picard season 3, episode 1. So I have some thoughts. But since that's one of the first new things I've watched in forever, I like to watch.
Everyone loves thoughts, man.
Yes.
No,
Except for my dirty thoughts. No. But I'm ready to throw down on this shite.
Wow,
Let's begin
CJP
with
turning
Warrior
into
Fire.
Andrew Tate over here. He has his own pod.
I escaped the plantation of thought.
Speaking of Andrew Tate, True Pop Culture, how you doing?
My God, what are you implying there? I do not own any cam girls whatsoever. How dare you? Hello there, everyone. I'm True Pop Culture 7, here to think and laugh about pop culture stupidity. And I seem to be the only one who watched Ant-Man here on the big screen. But don't worry, I did not give any money to this so-called piece of shit. No, for that matter, will I be giving any money to the MCU movies. Pretty bad, I would say. Not offensively bad. Well, maybe to Ant-Man fans, but I'm very keen to talk about it on the show.
All right. Well,
So
we
is it
can't
good
wait
then?
to hear it. It's gonna have to pay for it.
Whatever you do, if you want to watch this movie, don't pay for it. Just don't, please.
Wasn't planning on
We
it.
do not suggest going online or doing anything like
We
that.
don't-
If
we
you
do
do,
not.
Oh, sailing of Tortuga.
we are not responsible for any viruses or anything like that you get. That's on you. So
You
use
want to
protection.
turn the
Yo
movie
ho
like a
ho.
pirate?
Which is why we would like to announce our sponsor, VPN.
I don't
Dermy
think,
VPN.
I don't think we would
Dermy
ever get
VPN.
any sponsors considering the content we put out.
We
That's
could get
right.
Meta PC.
Hey.
Meta
Speaking
PC,
of,
I will jiggle for you.
If Mr. Dildo can get ads, we can.
Maybe if
Gonna
we
say,
start talking to
talking about catching viruses, how you been this week, Danny?
Well, it's been a week. My real life job's been a pain in the ass. I've been wanting to stream Hogwarts Legacy all week. I didn't put out a video today because I was streaming Hogwarts Legacy like 4 hours last night. So after this stream, I'm going back to Hogwarts Legacy before Skinamax. I almost started playing the game before the stream, and then I realized I still have to find topics for today. So
You're
I said,
a
crap.
wizard, Dermy.
I'm a Hufflepuff.
Oh,
Hufflepuff
you're a
is
wizard.
great.
Yes, you are.
I'm a proud Hufflepuff.
the Badger of Shame.
Puff give.
Oh, how are you today, No Green Rocks?
Oh, no, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm just happy to be here hanging out with you guys. We got the Spotlight video finished, which will be released right after the show as, I don't know, I guess a little tasty treat for the end of the show. So if you stick around to the channel and make sure to watch that, that would be great, everybody. And yeah, I am Superman if he wasn't scared of green rocks, leader, creator, and founder of the Legion of Memers. And I am also playing Harry Potter Legacy, but on my own personal channel. I got to get those watch hours up, and I really enjoy that game. I don't care really what anybody else thinks about it because I'm enjoying it myself. So I'm very happy to play that.
I'm really tempted to play it right now on stream. I'm not lying.
So yeah, so without further ado, let's give a shout out to the chat because without them, we would not be here today. We got Sean hopping in the chat as one of the first chatters. How you doing today, man? We got Soldier Spirit. You guys
know
are
that
on
guy.
here already.
Hey, I know that guy. He comes in my chats. Never.
He owes me money.
We got Skirmitar in chat. How you doing today, man? And we got Clinton in here as well. We got Ruben. Hail to you, my friend. Thank you. Oh, and we have a special guest. Give me 1 sec. Here we go.
Shout out to Sammy in the chat.
Hey, how you doing, mate?
Hello. How are we?
I'm good. We're good. We're just
good.
glad you're here, man.
How's
Good
life
day,
over
mate.
in Iowa?
What?
Australia doesn't exist, so how's life in Iowa?
Oh, it's the next best thing, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, he's my neighbor.
Got my coffee?
I totally thought that was beer. I was like, you badass. Wait, waking up and drinking that, man.
Lethal had a beer for breakfast on the Legion stream.
We'll
Yeah.
have a little that air the kangaroo, eh?
Wait, Derby, does Idaho have kangaroo steaks and all sorts of other creatures that can kill you as well?
No. Well, listen, Australia doesn't exist because it's too funny to actually exist. Hear me out. This is a country that was founded solely by a penal colony, but the country's sole existence is to make sure that you die.
Everything here can make you die.
Exactly.
Even Rhino can.
Yeah.
It's too funny to
Especially.
exist.
I thought that
Which
didn't
is
exist
why they
because it lost
developed an
one
amazing
use.
sense of humor.
So let's introduce Raging Rhino. How you doing, man? Give us your rundown. For people
I'm
who don't know
doing
you.
well. Hail the Legion. It's good to be here. Obviously, if you don't know me, I'm Raging Rhino, Star Wars purist, I could say. I hate Disney Star Wars, and Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars. Whether or not you like
True.
Agreed.
whatever it is, The Mandalorian, the sequels, if you like that stuff, good for you. That's not my Star Wars.
Okay.
Mine either.
He just
Agreed.
came in here, and we all agreed, and everything's happy.
Yeah.
We're all normal.
That's the stream, everybody. Thanks for coming.
So
awesome to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Of course, man. Of course. I know it's super early for you, so thanks for coming on. What is it? The weekend for you right now?
Yeah, and I've been on leave this entire week from work, from the real job. And it's my last day, and I didn't even get to sleep in on my last day.
Oh,
No, it's
sorry
all right.
about that,
Blame
man.
this
No.
All his fault.
Yeah.
So
No.
let's check out the chat and give him a heads up. Say hi. We got Cell Shade hopping in the chat as well. Let's see who else. Nasmar. Anybody? Nasmar.
Is that anything like a smizmar?
I have no idea, dude. I have no
Baba
idea.
Booey, Baba Booey. Howard Stern's penis.
Baba
Baba
Booey.
Booey.
You Howard Stern lost his penis somewhere.
We got Emperor Doomsday in the chat as well. Nice. I like that
I
name.
didn't
That's
even
pretty
see
awesome.
that.
And yeah, so without further ado, let's get to the topics. Dermy, you want to throw one up for us?
So I think to allow our good buddy True Pop Culture, who decided to watch Eye Cancer, we should talk about Marvel first.
This is gonna be fun.
So yeah, I've watched the newest Ant-Man movie. I'm the only one who bothered to. Luckily, I did not pay for it, but I did watch it in the theaters. So,
What does that mean?
means I paid for a different movie.
Well, that's a
Essentially-
smart that's a smart idea. So how's
You got
Phase 5
startled,
starting off?
Much more like Phase 4. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference, really.
Just call it Phase Shite. That's what it'll be known for.
I've left
Phase
a
dive.
bit of a thread on my Twitter about it. I gave the film essentially a 4 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's offensively bad, but it's still pretty bad. The plot kind of breaks at several points, and you can tell this film was heavily edited. It was like probably butchered and then stitched back together incredibly fast. I don't know why, honestly. And the trailer kind of presents like one story that you kind of go into and expecting the story to unfold. The trailer is like completely false advertisement. I feel the movie itself has a completely different plot because the trailer kind of gives the impression, oh, Kang and Ant-Man kind of reach a deal because Kang can time travel and he can give Ant-Man his time with his daughter again, but nothing like that happens. Kang does not offer any details. He basically says, "Do this for me, I'll kill your daughter." Essentially,
Well,
so I don't know what kind of deal that is.
Reshot.
Yeah,
That's why.
That's what it
exactly.
was. Yep.
Yeah, definitely reshoots, definitely editing, and I don't know why they needed to. I guess that you don't have they wouldn't do this with Guardians, for instance. I don't think they'd get say, James, okay, needs more Marvel humor. We need to read this and this. But Peyton Reed, he's kind of, I guess they can feel like they can change anything with the film, because he might be kind of a pushover. Ant-Man never really had a strong story to tell, I would say, and that's why they've probably messed around with it a whole lot.
I don't know why we expect any different though these days. With everything that we've had, it would be a nice surprise to have a good story. It would be a nice surprise to have, some good entertainment. But with what we got out of Phase 4, why are we going into Phase 5 expecting there to be a difference?
Yeah,
Because
Yes.
they managed to do it with No Way Home, and we're always hopeful maybe they can actually do a Spider-Man No Way Home again, but they're obviously not. I think that was just one flash in the pants, and everything else is gonna suck.
I think the connection with Sony with that made that what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't Disney. It wasn't really Kevin Feige so much. I don't know. You mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy as well. It's kind of like with Guardians. I liked Guardians 1. I liked Guardians 2. Those two movies. The problem was that after Guardians 1, everything became as humorous as Guardians 1. Like the humor and everything sort of transformed, and every character became one of those characters. But I still don't. We're sitting here. We're watching the culture, or not the culture, the entertainment unfold the way it's unfolding. And there's been no signs for me to indicate that they're changing course, that they've turned the corner, any of those sayings that you want to put to it. And I don't know why we're expecting, just because one of the execs over there say, we had an experiment with Phase 4. It didn't really work. So we're moving into Phase 5 with some better stories, or I don't know why we're trusting these people, why we're believing them still to this day. I still don't get that, because they've given no indication, no evidence for us to put any faith in them like that.
Well, the difference between the puppies in the shelter that are hiding in the corner, quivering, anytime a person comes near them, because they've been hit so many times and abused so often, they can't trust anymore.
Yeah.
No,
they're in the corner,
about anymore.
And with Phase 5, it really, Phase 4 was going so bad that they just jumped into Phase 5. But with Guardians, that's Phase 3. That was pushed back constantly. So Guardians might be decent. However,
the script was written like centuries ago, apparently. The script was finished really, really long ago. So that might be.
Nebula looks like a boy.
who's to say that
I
they
have
haven't
no
read
trust.
the script? Who's to say that they haven't sat down and gone, yeah, okay, we wrote this script years ago. Let's just change this and maybe change this over here. Like, we don't know.
Yeah, the thing is,
But again, I got no trust in these people whatsoever to actually give us good entertainment. So the only person that I really trust at the moment that can give us good entertainment is Tom Cruise. That's really it. He's not doing any of this geek culture stuff.
Yeah. Well, there has been times in
we're
the
acting like a
early
woman
stages.
who's in a relationship with an abusive man. He'll change this time. It'll be different this time, and then she gets beat again.
Yep.
What were you
And
trying to
then
say,
we're disappointed
Kenzo?
when we get the
It'd be
result.
way worse.
Kenzo, what were you trying to say,
I
mate?
was just saying that there was times in the early stages where, for me, they did get characters right. But now, when they're bringing in people that I actually, did like reading the comic books, and they're just completely flopping as far as I'm concerned. They're not getting it right. So it just doesn't give me much faith for anything, even if they've got a whole lineup of sick actors and everything's in place where you think, right, this is going to be a slam dunk, man. It just, they seem to manage to fuck it up somehow, and I have no faith in them, man. Like, Ant-Man for me, like, I liked a lot of the Ant-Man stuff with Hank Pym, right? And so then when they started off this one, I quite like Paul Rudd, I think he's not a bad actor. He has good comedic presence and whatnot. So I thought, okay, this is cool. And then Michael Douglas, I was like, all right, so maybe they're going to go with the old Hank Pym. I can handle that. But just they haven't, as far as I'm concerned, got it right. It's just like Rhino was saying, it's the same old stuff. They're all just trying to be like Guardians now with the comedy.
With all that being said, the day before Ant-Man released, though, we started getting this to come out. They're pushing everything back already.
I can understand why they went with, didn't go with the Hank Pym, because they already had the established Tony Stark character as your genius guy, right? So bringing Hank Pym in would kind of conflict with his role in the Avengers. So I can understand why they did it. But for me, again, it's like when they bring Reed Richards in. I think now they could bring him in and he could land well and be the new sort of what Tony Stark was before. Yeah. Now he is gone. Well, but again, I have no faith. It's just going to be the same old bland crap.
This is the thing that sometimes the nostalgia is just enough. Especially for the normies out there. Like, you think about not One Division. What was it? The Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
The one that was basically the Wonder
multiverse,
a mommy movie.
Yeah. I never watched that, and I specifically never watched that, and I will never watch it because I don't particularly want to see Charles Xavier get killed again. And especially in the way that he does, he should be dominating that realm.
Yeah.
The mind verse or the mind universe or the you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
He shouldn't have gone out the way he did. Now I've seen the clip, but also bringing in Reed Richards and spaghettiing him the way that they did. The nostalgia at the moment for these characters is enough for them to still make shitty stories and just bring the characters into the fold, and the normies out there will just eat it up. And that's fine because they're normies. Like, I've spoken to my sister about Marvel and she's not massively into it as much as I am, but she sits there and she gets some enjoyment out of some of the shows and all of this sort of thing. She was watching a lot of the Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
And I think it got to, which one was it? She didn't mind WandaVision, but there was one that came out and she's like, this is just really bad. I can't remember which one it was.
Was it the Falcon and Winter Soldier one?
No, she never watched that one. She didn't have any interest in that one. No, it was before She-Hulk.
Loki.
Yeah. I didn't mind Loki so much.
No, actually, I think it was the Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
Ooh. After all the Disney Plus shows, she's sort of watching, you know, a lot of those coming up to that movie, and then she watches that movie and she's like, this is just crap.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from a normie perspective too.
There's no
So
stakes.
they're starting to drop off. But I will say the nostalgia is still enough. The nostalgia of bringing in a Reed Richards or having Charles Xavier on the screen is enough for, well, I call them the Disney SEALs, to sit there and clap.
Mm-hmm.
At the
Well, I think
screen, even though there's nothing there.
I think they are relying, like you said, on the casual normie fan, because you've got to admit, most people now, because it's been out for what, 10, 15 years, it's been all over your screens, man. Like, everyone knows your basic Marvel characters now. Kids do, right through to adults. But it's you know, it's people like us that are actually into it, that they tease you with something like, if they tease, like, I love the Sentry, yeah? But as if they're going to do Robert Reynolds right, like, it's going to be ridiculous.
Gumby, you got a problem there. Jennifer Lawrence is white. Sue Storm will not be white, guaranteed.
Kenzo mentioned Fantastic Four, and we're all talking about these nostalgic characters, and it reminded me, and I forgot to talk about No Green Rocks about this behind scenes, but this came out just a few days ago. The casting for Fantastic Four will start up this month. Sue Storm will be cast first, with the rest of the team being built around her.
I mean, the human bulletproof vest. I mean, isn't that all she good for?
Aren't they
Played by Leslie
forgetting?
Jones.
Aren't they forgetting that Reed Richards is like the leader of the Fantastic Four team?
Oh,
shouldn't you start off with
He can't lead a woman.
like-
it just can't be done.
The fact
Yeah,
that
more-
they push on off, they want the woman
more-
to be the priority.
They don't need no man.
They have to
See,
get
in-
Doctor Doom right.
See,
man.
this
They
is
get
the problem
Dr.
with
Doom.
this is
But
the
they
problem
get
with the
Dr. Doom
Fantastic.
wrong.
This is the problem with Fantastic Four. Sorry, Kenzo.
No.
The problem is that Reed Richards is the smartest man alive, right? His actual
Till Moon Girl. Then they changed that.
Yeah, okay. But his power is that his mind got stretched, right? Not only did his him gaining his superpower affect his body, it affected his mind as well, and it made him even smarter than he already was. He's the smartest man alive in the Marvel universe. That they're gonna make Sue Storm be the one that always corrects him, right? Be the one that always puts him back on the right path. And this is the whole thing with the MCU. They can't actually do the traditional characters and have, let's say, Sue Storm better Reed Richards, or stands instead of the equality side of things of the story, and have them actually standing side by side, where yes, she actually brings something to the table and helps the team, or helps Reed Richards in finding a formula, or whatever the case may be. They're going to have her be the one to be like, no, we can't do it like that. We need to do it like this.
She's going to roll her eyes at him and all that. All of that's going to be at the forefront of what the story is going to be about.
It'll be played by 51 Mom. That's what she'll be playing.
Yeah, it's like I said, they have it there to slam dunk. You know what I mean? They could pick a perfect team. They could reinforce the strong family dynamic and build a freaking movie around that. But no, they won't. They'll just fill it with intersexual feminism, stupid humor that don't add to the story.
The thing is, what's even more worrying about this project is they've changed directors multiple times, and the one who's directing it now is the WandaVision director. And now what I see in that is essentially they've hired a yes man. We'll say, yes, Kevin Feige, we will do this change and this change, just like you said, Mr. Kevin Feige. Let me look your boot for you, Kevin Feige. Let me look your boot. What was it? Alonso? I can't remember who that.
Victoria Alonso.
Victoria Alonso. Let me lick her feet as well. Any changes they want, essentially. Peyton Reed is I think like that as well. He'll essentially, oh yeah, sure, cut that out, whatever. And that's why Ant-Man is such a mess, because I think it was under studio orders, essentially. And I think the great worry is the same will happen with the Fantastic Four movie, because before it was John Watts who did the Spider-Man trilogy. I think John Watts is a much better fit for Fantastic Four than Spider-Man movies. not a great big fan, apart from the newest Spidey film. But I would have taken him any day over some nobody who directed a series for Marvel. Like there was at one point Steven Spielberg was rumored to direct this, but that's never gonna happen.
Or even Brad Bird, like a
Yeah.
long time ago, I think.
Yeah. I think Brad Bird like shut it down essentially. He made the best Fantastic Four movie. It's true.
Yeah.
The problem is these days is it's the creatives, it's the people that are running the show, that's the people that are directing these things. They don't even care. They don't even care as long as they get to push their message. I mean, we're going back to even before like the woke culture really fully set in. But do you remember the last Fantastic Four movie?
Yeah,
2015.
whack.
Like
Okay.
that
Fantastic.
movie.
Yeah.
The one with
was-
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
that
that
one.
was just horrid. That was
I tried to
horrid.
forget that one.
I forgot
Um,
it existed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
See that you got to remember that was before woke really set in Hollywood. Like 2016 was when it really started to, after Ghostbusters 2016, and that's before that. So like we're going back a long way now to think again. What are they going to do with Fantastic Four? But the thing that scares me is the X-Men. What are they going to do with the X-Men? We were talking,
X people.
They're called
X
mutants.
them.
Sorry.
X them.
Damn sexist.
They're
How dare
mutants.
you
Okay,
misgender them.
quit using the gendered language.
No, it's mutinks. It's mutinks for now on.
Mutant things.
Things.
I like that. Mutinks.
That is perfect.
From now on, anytime they mention X-Men, it's like, oh, you mean the mutinks? Be inclusive, you bigots.
Oh my god.
Oh,
The
God.
thing is, this entire I try to avoid using wokeness, but this essentially like leftist progressiveness that's seeping into films. When I was watching it in Ant-Man, it did have quite a lot of them, but the thing about it, it didn't feel even that didn't feel genuine. Like they're pandering to this leftist side. It felt hollow. It felt like someone like, okay, we need to get our ESG score up, so just have this character say this and this. It's like they do it for branding or
Oh,
be
you mean
cool
like,
with the kids. They don't really mean it. It's like a corporatized version of this ideology, which is kind of funny because the ideology is anti-capitalist. But
Listen,
yeah.
guys. I know this is a charged word, but socialism is actually really cool, and we could learn a lot from ants.
I fucking hated that line in the movie. I was like, you motherfucker. If you said, fascism is a charged word, but ants are really good for it. And if you said something like that, you'd get tomatoes thrown at the screen. Like, the fuck was the writer thinking? I'm sorry, I'm just that line just incredibly annoyed me.
Ben's that needs a special helicopter ride.
Yeah. And
Well, see, this is the difference between somebody who's making a show or making a movie that actually understands what sandbox they're playing in, and that is the fact that I've said this before. I always bring things back to Star Wars, but George Lucas was able to make Star Wars for normies, but actually keep like lore, continuity, canon, all of this sort of thing in check for the hardcore fans. And you can actually do that. So for the people that were making Ant-Man, like they didn't need to do it the way that they did it. Now I haven't seen this new Ant-Man movie. I'm just going off from what I've heard and what people are actually saying. The people that made that should have looked at what we've already had in the MCU, because obviously there are some differences from what we get in the MCU to what's actually in the comics, but still knowing their comic lore to some extent, bringing that in. And the thing is that we talk about escapist entertainment, right? Normies, they literally go to the movies, or they go and watch a movie, or they go and watch a show or something, and they actually literally turn their brains off. So that's why you start getting, I kind of really enjoyed that. And you're sitting there as, a hardcore fan going, man, that was shit. Like there is that difference there where you should be able to have it both ways. where you're both coming out of the theater and going, that was awesome. You're sitting there going, it was awesome because of all these connections within the lore and the continuity of stuff and all of this kind of thing. And they're sitting there going, it's awesome because it was just flashy on the screen.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
you should be able to have both of those things, but we don't anymore. You can't even have those conversations because I talk to people at work and they go, oh, I really like The Mandalorian. And I'm sitting there going, oh, that's so fucking stupid. And then I start explaining why I think it's stupid. And they're like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Like, you know, my brain was turned off.
I got called racist and a sexist for pointing out that stuff at one of my jobs once.
You make a really good point. That I think it's in camps. I think this is what Ant-Man is. It's an incredibly hollow film. The more I think about it, like I remember Kevin Feige saying, like, "Oh, this sets up the rest of the Phase 5. It also sets up the next few Avengers movies. You know, with Kang Dynasty being the primary one, and Secret Wars as well. It's a lead up to all these movies, so make sure you watch it." Bull fucking shit. You do not need to watch Ant-Man to understand. I'm willing to like bet my leg essentially to understand Kang Dynasty. Essentially,
They did the same thing with the Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah,
The same thing for the Marvels. Like, oh, it sets up the next big thing after the Marvels.
The thing is, like with the post-credit scenes in the Ant-Man, literally, it's just like
Don't put that porn on the
consumed
screen.
product.
It's a vagina. That's what it looks like.
The thing is with
I'm really
the
hyped
Ant-Man
for that.
movies, it's essentially the definition of consumed product. Get excited for next product. The post-credit scenes, all they were was a tease for Kang Dynasty, probably a scene of Kang Dynasty, and the post-credit after scene was just literally a snippet of Loki season 2. Like they're getting so freaking lazy with these post-credit scenes. Why even bother putting them in? And the thing is, it's like doing all these like setups for next movies, showing off this new flashy villain. And it's just like, how about you be a good movie in yourself?
Yeah,
you're not standing on your own two legs here. You're
Every time you say Kang Dynasty, all I can think of is that he's out in the woods wearing camo. Giant beard.
Why? Sandman call.
Hey, I did not name that film. All right.
Who just mentioned that this post is like a vagina?
I did.
I think
Why do they have
everybody
to put
did.
the brown girl where the butthole is? Like,
What are you implying there, Breaking Rhino?
hey, they made the poster, not me.
I didn't think about that.
With this poster, we also learned that the movie was pushed back.
Because it's so bad, it tested so poorly that they need to reshoot this shit to oblivion. And not only that, the Ant-Man like performance. Probably that's the reason why I got delayed.
So
Well, you've got
this is the
you've got
vagina.
the plank
This
of
is-
wood in the middle. You've got the I don't even know
Shocking. Two in the pink, one in the stink.
who even cares about these characters enough to watch this movie.
Lethal Lightning.
Even Miss
He
Marvel,
doesn't,
nobody watched
care
the
enough.
show.
He doesn't care enough about the characters. He cares enough about
he-
Brie Larson. Okay,
Yes.
but he doesn't care
You mean
enough
Brie
about the
Larson's
characters
feet
to
that you
watch
can't
it.
see.
And he covered up her feet. I mean,
Yeah.
how's
Yeah,
Quentin
I know.
Tarantino going to get his rocks
Oh.
off in this poster?
Rhino,
do we want
you
his feet?
review posters? Is this something you do? Because if so, we would love we would love your feedback on this one.
I have been known to do poster reviews. On this poster, it's bland, it's boring. I agree that it does look like a pussy, and I don't understand why they are putting the brown girl where the poo hole is. But
Well, that's
Um,
because she's brown.
Well, there's
these three characters are so uninteresting. And I think that they're uninteresting to the normie crowd.
Mm.
I mean, they've
Especially
got
Miss
their
Marvel. Yeah.
well, they've got their own inserted character with America Chavez. Isn't that her name?
yeah.
The chick at the
Yes.
bottom.
Oh, she's
No,
not.
no,
That's
this is,
Marvel.
That's
Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
This is
That's
Miss
Miss Marvel.
Miss
Sorry.
Marvel,
On.
Captain Marvel,
America
and
Chavez is a different character, but yeah.
I cannot remember her name.
Photon.
Monica Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau.
Rambo, that's right.
I think she's none of Blue's. She had many
Well-
names: Blue Marvel, Photon, something
Well,
else.
there's people have seen this in two different lights. Some say that Monica Rambeau is supposed to be, I guess, the pubes, Miss Marvel's the vagina, and then she's the butthole. I see
Okay.
it as Monica Rambeau's the vagina,
She's
Miss
the
Marvel's
butt.
the butthole, and
And
the
she's
one
the
on the
shit.
bomb's the shit. Yeah.
No, man, I see it as the clit at the top.
Yeah,
and
that's what I saw.
Vagina in the middle and the
Okay.
butthole at the bottom.
Okay. Okay.
What
I
Okay.
the
see
hell?
clit hole, dirty hole.
Have we touched?
How
turned
many
into a
holes do
Twitch
they
stream
have
now?
then?
Yeah, get your clothes off.
Where does the third one
I'm
go?
writing this down.
The third
thing
one
is,
is the secret hole that's behind the knee.
Have you guys like noticed like a particular pattern in like mainstream movies where it's like every single character on the poster, you know, some of them have like bigger faces and some of them are like smaller, and then there's like a title underneath.
Oh,
And
No,
No,
I haven't.
no boobs.
I haven't.
Nebula's
noticed
a
anything.
dude.
It's a
Nebula's
light
a
blue.
fucking dude.
Mhm.
I mean, what I've noticed in these posters is now they're slimming down literally everybody to the point where they look emaciated.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They look
I mean-
skinny and weak.
Soy.
Well,
Karen
from
Gillian
my
is a
professional,
soy,
from
soy,
my
soy, soy,
professional
soy.
poster review eyes, this poster, it looks like they've literally. It doesn't even look like they've actually gone and taken individual photos and then spliced it all together. It just looks like a computer generated image.
Yeah, looks like AI or something.
It doesn't.
I mean, I thought AI art could do boobs. It just wasn't. They couldn't do hands.
They couldn't do.
This makes
Karen-
me think they can't do boobs either.
Karen Gillian is a beautiful woman.
Yeah,
She's a
she's
beautiful,
gorgeous,
thin-
super attractive.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's also one of my favorite doctors in Doctor
Yeah.
Who. And-
Companion,
Yeah, Amelia
mine too,
Pond is a good doctor companion, and Rory was pretty good as well, man. To be
She
fair,
was
there was
freaking
a
hot,
whole bit of-
Rory was good too.
Mm.
The thing is, like, I'm pretty sure. Crap. The thing about Karen Gillan, there was something that happened to her that I was like surprised. Crap, I forgot. Yeah, she was drunk in a hotel once, shirtless. I'm pretty sure. So if we only could have been in that hotel. Or
Wait,
something
is there
like that.
nudes of Karen Gillian?
Yeah, I
Dude,
think so. I'm
after
not
seeing
entirely
this,
sure.
after seeing this, I actually googled Karen Gillan's boobs just to see the
Right.
difference.
Oh.
And someone has made these crazy morph pictures of like udders and like straight.
The companion before that, Piper, the blonde girl from
Billy Piper.
Billy Piper.
She did softcore porn. You can find that.
Yeah, she was in Peaky Blinders, and I'm looking up Karen Gillian right now. That's why I quit sharing my screen.
The entire audience just bailed to go look this stuff up.
But see, this is the other thing too, with what we've just been talking about, with them actually producing good shows, and like even just based on that poster, looking at it, it's like, how dare you change the character just for your?
Nah, fuck
I don't
all
know.
three of them characters. I don't give a shit what
She
they
looks
do
like
to
Billy
them, man.
Corgan.
Like,
It's Elijah Wood,
My
actually.
dad ripped me apart in a cage.
who gives a shit about any of them three? Let's be honest. My kid won't like. He was excited for the Avengers game, and then like it come out, and who do you get to play as your main character?
Miss Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. Come
Miss
on.
Marvel was never in the Avengers. The fuck is she doing in that
I
game?
know.
I have no
The
idea.
fuck. I'm not. I am so disinterested. Honestly, I just I don't know.
Feeding the ducks.
Well, I can see them. They talk about lowering the amount of content they're putting out because really, the fans. Has anyone seen UHF here on the panel?
No.
Weird Al movie.
What?
UHF. Weird Al.
Heard about it.
Weird Al Yankovic?
No,
Yeah.
I haven't.
There's
No, I have not
there's a
seen
scene in
it.
the movie where Michael Richards is the host of this kiddie show, and this little kid finds the marble in the oatmeal, so he takes the drink from Mr. Firehose. He puts him on this little chair and literally just blasts him in the face with a fire hose.
Jeremy knows
the
about
fans
those
right now.
chairs.
We're getting blasted in the face with a fire hose of shit content.
Uh-huh.
There's my little chair.
It is totally. I have no expectations that there is going to be a decent movie in the upcoming slate.
Like, in movies in general, I think the posters are just terrible. What's the really good
Guys,
poster of a movie you really liked last time you saw one? What
I've
do you
seen
guys
better
think?
work from the Legion of Memus. Come on. Straight up.
I'll start. I say Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Even though it was a really shit film, that movie had gorgeous posters, really good looking ones. But I can't think of any other ones that I really liked, to be honest.
I like the Scarface poster. That's a
I like
pretty good movie poster.
What about
like
old horror
Mugen
movie
Train.
posters?
Okay, not bad, not bad.
But yeah, I know what you mean. It's not like you're seeing them now and thinking, "Oh, I'd love to have that on my wall." Back in the day, they were iconic posters that you would like.
Batman
Yeah.
89.
Mm-hmm.
Now it just seems like the people be in the marketing like, shit, we forgot to do posters. Quick, let's do it on the last day and submit it.
It's the same problem with books too. I've seen like a lot of reprints of books that I've read, as a kid and as an adult, and they reprint them, and the covers are just horribly bland and shit.
Yeah,
They're all minimalist and weird and have no real context to the story or the book.
Supposed to draw you in, isn't it? You go into a bookshop and that's the first fit. That's the first impression you get when you pick a book up. And if it's just some words and some triangles and shit, like it's not really drawing you in. I understand exactly what you mean, CJ.
There's several fantasy books that I would not have picked up if it hadn't been for the cover going, I like that art. Let's see what the story's like.
Same as computer games as a kid, man. Like back in the early days, talking Commodore 64 and Atari and shit. That's what sold it. And to be honest, 9 times out of 10, when you put the game into your console, it was nothing like the cover art.
Right.
Yeah.
The same thing for thumbnails for YouTube. The thumbnail is one of the most important thing to draw.
You never see
somebody
they
to click
don't
on.
even have boobs in the videos half the time, do they? It's terrible. It's just false advertising.
Yeah.
Which is
the age-old saying of never judge the book by its front cover. Well, that saying is kind of bullshit. You do judge it.
Yeah, that's the exact saying. That's the exact saying. Never judge a book by the front cover.
Yeah.
Well, with this,
basically, Nebula got mammary hold.
D boobs, man. It's not on.
Well, with all this topics of posters and video games and stuff like that, there was a video game that came out and still has some drama about it. But I saw this on Bounding on the Comics this week. Share the screen. No green rocks. Jesus Christ. So a mocap technician had to come out and cry about working on Hogwarts Legacy.
Who gives a
your new book.
I work for Transpo.
So he went on this entire Twitter rant about how he worked on it. It was awful. He's sorry. He's a part of the the allies, and it's so awful, and we shouldn't judge him for working on a game, even though he disagrees with it. Well, I looked him up. He's this dude.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Soy gnome!
Wow!
I have no idea who this is.
Gnome!
It looks like one of those
right?
trolls.
God.
It looks like a troll that you stick on the end of your pencil.
Oh, it gets better. He looks like a fucking almost Bill Nye.
He looks like Where's Wally if he got stranded on the island where Tom Hanks got
You
stranded.
you cannot Photoshop him to look
Toss
any
away Where's
weirder.
Wally.
No.
Oh my
It looks
god!
like
Also, where's Waldo for the Americans?
He's a parody of himself.
he looks like weird
Right?
Al Yankovic with in the music video. The only one that I know of. I can't
It's
remember.
a neck-beard Jimmy Neutron.
What the hell is
even that?
I knew you guys would love this. I knew you all would love this after I found this.
Oh, we'll be memeing that right now.
Mhm.
No, he was making the rounds a few months back on.
Everyone is always
Twitter,
after me Lucky Charms.
if memory serves, because of his face.
Well, he's already got this really long face. Why would you make it even longer with a beard like that?
Oh, what the fuck?
He looks like a head coming out of
No, seriously, did no one tell him don't grow a neck beard? And
Because he doesn't
did no one
ever
tell
see
him?
women naked ever.
Well, no, he has. You see, look at the book he's holding up.
Wow.
The best of
Oh,
cuckold
gosh.
true stories.
Soy
Probably
Amish.
didn't get any bitches to fuck with.
Wait, no, really? Is that the title of the book? Is that not edited? Please don't tell.
Nope,
Is that
that's
real?
No,
That's the
As I
title of the
walk
book.
through the valley where I harvest the grain, I take a look at my hand and realize it's very plain. That's just for a cuckold like me. I shun fancy things like ladies.
He's reading that book unironically. Just want to clarify that.
Bill
I haven't got laid before. I need to be a cuck right now. Ugh.
I bet if he slit his wrist, it would just come out as almond milk.
That'll be a semen, his almond milk.
So, how many people here have played Hogwarts Legacy, real quick?
I have not.
Yes, I'm planning on playing it after this stream.
I'm playing it right now.
I'll buy it eventually.
Hey, you son of a bitch! Pay attention.
Hold on, I got troll. Shut up.
This is the crazy thing about this is that it's really like J.K. Rowling has really nothing to do with the game other than the fact that it is her IP, right?
Yeah.
Like she's got nothing in the development side of it, anything like that. Now, for these idiots to think that they're, going against their ally ways because they worked on a video game that is linked to who they view to be a transphobe, like that's just this is where I just keep thinking to myself, we are truly heading into an idiocracy world. If you've ever seen the movie Idiocracy, that's more a documentary.
Right.
That's becoming more and more a documentary every day.
Yeah, we're this is Idiocracy.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that this guy has to come out and apologize for working on a game and because of who it's linked to, because it's this IP. Whereas, it's not like J.K. Rowling was coming in and saying to these people, oh, no, we can't do it like that. It needs to be done like this. She had nothing to do with it. It's just her IP.
J.K. Rowling, yeah, it's just her IP, but she agrees with these people on like 99.999% of what they say. The only thing she disagrees with them on is one simple topic. And because of that topic, you also had this. Harry Potter scribe J.K. Rowling receives public apology from trans activist and drag queen who falsely accused her of being a Yahtzee for our new
and it's
Papa
not
Susan.
enough.
Whoever.
Yeah, we gotta be careful because YouTube is gonna start hitting us if we're not careful.
We can't say that word now.
Papa,
Didn't
isn't Mama
she?
Susan anymore? Didn't you know?
It's Papa Susan now.
Isn't it
Oh, it's
the
Papa
only thing that she said was that boys have a penis and girls have a Captain Marvel poster?
Yes, that's pretty much all she is. She will march for trans rights. She agrees with everything. She just says, though, men are men and women are women. That's all.
But
that's why it's
so controversial.
If you don't,
It's such a controversial thing to say.
if you don't agree with us 100%, and if you aren't anti-racist, anti-transphobe, anti-this, and actively fighting the patriarchy and all this other crap, then you are 100% their enemy. And that's just how ridiculous they are, and that is how the left is going to eat themselves. It's
why it's a
just
religion, because there's no path for redemption.
It'll be a beautiful thing when they have canceled everybody on their side, and we're over here like, hey, we can still say whatever we want, right? Okay, cool, we're good.
Well, they're like you said, they're a religion, but they're a puritanical religion where you must agree 155% of the time, and if you get it wrong, we will excommunicate you. It's the same way in.
They're not just a religion; they're a cult.
Yeah, but it's the same way in North Korea, and I can never remember this person's name, but she escaped North Korea, went to South Korea, made it to China, then came to America, and she speaks out about what happens in North Korea and how they think. She was allowed to go represent South Korea at one of these global concept things where they had a bunch of people go to talk about their countries. They couldn't send North Korea because they had to send 3 different dignitaries. That way, in case somebody did something against the country, they had somebody to rat them out. You have to always stay in line with this cult-like behavior.
100% of the time as well. You can't deviate in the slightest. You can't be true to what you believe. You've just got to push the narrative and believe what everybody else is trying to push. It's kind of like the same thing with Gina Carano and bringing up the pronoun thing, right?
Beep,
like
boop.
if you don't abide to our ruling of this is what you need to do, well, then we will do everything in our power to cancel you. Everything in our power to make sure that everybody knows the bad things that you said, and we're gonna push that as much as possible until we get our result. And then even after they get their result, whether or not they want an apology, whether or not they like nothing, and it's been mentioned many times, nothing's ever any good for these people. Whether or not J.K. Rowling was to come out and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, guys, I didn't mean to tell you that men have a penis and girls have a vagina. You know, I was being stupid when I said that." No, we still think you're a transphobe. You still need to be cancelled, whatever the case may be.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
It's people ain't lying when they say it's a religion, and this stuff is dogma to them. You know, you
The
can't
ideology,
go.
man.
Yeah, you can't go against it. You can't disagree with it. If you do, it's like sacrilegious to them.
Yeah,
I remember seeing a video from I think it was in 2020 in DC when BLM protesters basically raided an outdoor restaurant, and they were demanding that every single white person get up and chant with them, "Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter." And there's one woman she's sitting at the table, and they're surrounding her because she's refusing to get up, but she's yelling like, I agree with you, but she's there, she's just trying to enjoy her dinner and wants them to leave her alone, but she's screaming, "I agree with you," but they attacked her simply because she wouldn't stand up and chant with them. And that's exactly what these people are doing. It doesn't matter if you do agree with them. If you don't do everything they want you to do, then they're going to attack you and cancel you, shut you down.
And that was the only thing that Gina Carano was trying to point out to people, was that stop listening to the government and all of this kind of thing. Stop giving into that, and stop dobbing in your neighbors. Actually, think for yourself, have your own thoughts, have your own disagreements or your agreements with people, and just live your life. Don't need to then go out and absolutely destroy somebody's life just because they disagree with the way that you think.
Speaking of
no,
going against the
can't.
government, Rhino, did you see that guy in Australia who had a bunker full of arms?
Oh, I did see that.
I don't know
He's
why.
related to him.
I was thinking about all of you guys.
Yeah, no, I did see that. He had like under his living room, he had a couch a floor that lifts up, and he's got this massive. There was a shooting range underground. It was literally an underground fucking arsenal.
Yeah.
Armory and arsenal and armory and everything down there. It's crazy.
So is he being sentenced to execution for that?
No, he's definitely being sentenced. Obviously, we don't have any execution laws down here, but I'm sure he probably would have if we did.
He needs all those rifles. How else is he going to deal with the spiders?
Nah, probably survive the apocalypse.
If he'd have just put the trans flag on him, he'd have been fine.
With the way the culture is moving at the moment, I want our guns back.
These rifles identify as baseball bats.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm looking at the memes right now. My God, devil, why? Devil, why?
Put them up.
This is
Put
it.
them up. They must be.
We will. I want to see this first because
I wonder how much it costs to, build this underground bunker.
It wasn't expensive. Only what, $100,000?
That's a
if you don't have a Gatling.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Could have saved the money by just moving to a country that allowed guns.
Yeah, exactly.
What country allows guns? I don't know anything like that. Oh, my guns actually got lost in a boating accident.
Yeah, I threw them off my boat to combat gun violence.
Yes.
I didn't throw them off. There was a boating accident, okay? I had nothing to do with them getting lost.
So I wanted to bring it up with you because I didn't know if you saw that story. I was cracking up.
Yeah, no, I did.
You got the what's the next thing you got on the agenda?
Well, you want to do the meme stuff real quick? Because my God.
Yeah, now that we'll hop into the meme portion. Just give me 1 sec.
There's some nightmare fuel.
Are there any little chairs?
All right.
I would
Give me one
little
sec.
chairs would be nice. Let's say that.
Hello, with my little buddy.
What the fuck?
My alt account.
Just
Oh God, I know.
Little Nicky.
Cannot be serious.
Get the big one. Get the big one.
I guess he likes pineapple on pizza.
no, I hate it.
You should be able to do the
This is why
audio.
you're getting it.
Oh my god.
How about a nice Hawaiian punch?
You're not gonna be able to sit in your little chair after that.
Yeah, so that's just funny.
Al
Nice
fixed
feet.
it.
Good
Well
for
done.
feet fetish people.
Quentin Tarantino's like at home going, yeah.
Skirmy straight destroyed me.
What the fuck?
Furry or Marvels.
It's true. They stole his name.
Well, he stole her name, but
Yeah.
Is there
match
audio
made
with
in
this?
hell.
Yeah, can you play the audio?
Yes, but he's listen. It's rocks. He's
Boomer.
rocks.
No, it won't let me do it if I just share the tab. It's forcing me to do the screen share.
You want
So
me to do it?
basically, the audio run through. Yeah,
You do it.
You do it.
Go to
actually-
go to entire screen, and then it'll allow you to share the audio.
Yeah, but
So
then
when you
the
go to
audio
share-
also comes through this one. No.
Oh, I've dated much worse
Yep.
guys than him. Much worse. I mean, at least he's famous.
I started by using the Match custom search filter. I filtered out joy
Doesn't he need a beanie and a beard?
and reason.
Boom.
Most years I've dated are a little, I don't know, straightforward. I mean, there's a little misery, but nothing truly soul crushing about them.
Oh, I've dated much worse guys than him.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes
She's
sense.
my boo.
Yeah.
Oh my
Skirmy did me bad.
Oh,
Skirmy did me dirty.
Nice
that's nightmare fuel.
Almost guys like,
while I whip this out.
No.
Her elbow has a face.
Jeremy's the one who got him that cuck book
oh.
for Christmas.
Traumatized a legend, man.
Is he holding up the fat rolls?
He's a fucking legend.
He's looking under the gun. He's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Raging
Down there somewhere, boys.
Skirmitar
He's looking for
has
the
been
Monica
getting into the
Rambeau.
habit of waking me up with memes from Mazza.
Are you getting the
First thing in
ones
the
too?
morning.
Oh,
Me
yeah,
too. Don't worry, me
They are
too.
so good.
Oh yeah, hey,
Mozart is so memeable. He just has
He is.
such a memeable face.
I've decided to start working out.
And Mozart also has a very prominent role in my upcoming animation of the full Aussie. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta,
So we
gotta,
should.
I've learned not to open my DMs from Skirmitar at work.
Not safe for work.
Oh, nice. I like this.
Boom.
That is nice.
Yep.
Oh God, you're getting me with the tongue out. No, why? What am I licking? No.
What are you talking about?
It's like you're trying to lick his boot.
He has
Am I licking Rox's boot? That's not cool, man.
he has my face that Raster made me do.
Made you, yeah, made you.
Oh, cool. There's Sun Tzu's ghost in the background there. That's awesome.
Wait, does this mean more demons?
Yes. That's actually really good.
Yep. That's him.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I do not lie. I love trans people.
Hail Ryan Reaper in the chat.
As soon as you walk through that wardrobe, that's the first thing you see.
I'm going back.
Narnia.
That's exactly
Nope,
like
walk
him.
into
I'm getting
Narnia
my
and that's
shotgun.
it. God. I don't like that.
So flat chested.
I like
Yeah.
that. It kind of looks like you too.
Flat as an ironing
Yeah.
board.
I think we should have a poster for the full Aussie, but with everybody on there in that poster. That's what
In
I
that, oh yeah.
Pirate's treasure, a sunken chest.
think.
Chrissy last night pointed out perfectly. She doesn't even have hips. She was a beautiful, curvy woman. She has nice ass, but they didn't even give her hips here.
But
Because
see,
they
even
That pose is
put
just
her
not
head
so.
on a man's body. That's what happened here.
That is not a feminine pose either.
No.
but
No.
even going
That's a
from,
pose that a man would make if he was trying to be a woman.
I've seen dudes like that at work leaning up against the scaffold, chatting away. That's a dude pose.
But even from
That's
Guardians of
Soldier.
the Galaxy 2, like she still had boobs, she still had curves,
Badge,
everything.
everything.
It's everything. I because Gary obviously tweeted that out, so he share my screen really quickly. So this was Gary's tweet on that, and he's
Yeah, I
like,
see
"What the
that.
fuck?" And then I just posted, "Yeah, before surgery."
Yeah.
So it's
Man,
curves.
you know what? I don't like bald chicks, but I'll take Nebula.
Oh, I'll bane that ball chick.
But
Oh
even in the
yes,
trailer,
Ryan. That's a good thumbnail idea. Yes, absolutely.
Does she have functioning lady parts? Because you see when Thanos has her up all
Probably
taken
not.
apart and stuff, she's mainly machine now, right?
She's probably like
It
Katya in
vibrates
Archer.
now.
She has a mouth,
Sink to
but
clean it.
like
I don't know. I feel like this is a Skinamax stream topic right now.
Yes. We'll
Kenzo,
talk
you
about
want to
this
come on
tonight
tonight?
on Vets Talking. Drop the G and you'll find me.
So,
Vag or no vag?
how many people here are interested in Atomic Heart?
I am.
I've
It looks
never
really
heard of
good.
it.
Looks
So
really, really good.
It really does look fantastic. It's supposed to be sort of like a BioShock game of sorts set in Russia. I've read the concept. It actually looks fun. I think it's coming out next week. But there's some controversy, and this goes to the hey, you gotta agree with us all the time. We are Puritan, things of that nature. Well, I guess Mudfish has some sort of connections to Russia and
Is
Moscow.
it a Russian company?
It was founded in Moscow, Russia.
So that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yes, but it's moved out of Moscow and is in where was it now? I think it's in like some other country now. It's no longer in Russia. But they were being told to, hey, disclose all your information, disclose everything, and they simply said, hey, because of the whole Ukraine Russia stuff, they said, hey, we don't make political statements, we don't make religious statements, we just want to put out a good game. Simple enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because of their questionable connections, and they had a page that said that they would give information to Moscow. They had on one of their pages, they were giving data to Moscow, but that page was debunked and no longer active, but it was still connected to their website. Because of all that, their composer for the game, who did work on Doom and Doom Eternal, came out and gave away money to Free Ukraine to virtue signal the controversy.
Yeah, I don't know too.
Okay.
I think my computer is freezing up a little bit.
Is everybody else muted?
No.
No. I just don't really have.
Yeah, I don't
much
think
of an
anybody
opinion on
knows
it.
too much about this.
Well,
I don't know what it is. I haven't got a clue.
I've seen the trailer and man, it looks really good, but it's funny because it kind of is promoting and at the same time showing you the bad that all the little socialist LARPers want to have happen, because the whole game is the USSR invents like robots and stuff, and so that they could do all the hard work, so that they could just be poets and writers and not have to do manual labor anymore. but then at the same time, it all goes horribly bad and they get essentially slaughtered. So it's like, I don't know if it's promoting this, LARPer socialist idea, or if it's like showing, yeah, it could go really bad, guys, but
Well,
it looks amazing.
Part of the topic is it's set in USSR in the future where they still are commies, essentially. But at the same time, you're right. It's not promoting communism. It's not promoting Russia. It's actually something completely different. But because of any tie to Russia they have, people are coming out and rallying against it and saying, don't buy this game. It's yet again another Hogwarts Legacy moment.
Yeah.
And the game actually looks kind of fun. On Legion Talk, they played the trailer, and I don't want to pull it up here, but the game looks fun. That thing looks exciting.
Is there any what's it called so we can check it out?
Atomic Heart.
Atomic Heart.
Yeah, I can. Here, I'll quit.
I thought you said
sharing real
Atomic
quick.
Fart. I was like, I haven't had Taco Bell yet.
That would have been a better
No.
idea than the game.
It's a BioShock style game.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see. Videos. Atomic Heart Focus Entertainment. That's not what I wanted. I want YouTube.
But yeah, Derby, what's the next thing you got in the agenda?
Next thing, well, how many of you guys know of Bully Hunters?
What? I've heard of them.
Have you guys ever heard of Bully Hunters?
No, what is it?
So Bully Hunters was some feminist thing that came out, and they were saying that if you were being toxic in games, that you can call them and we'll come around and beat up the person being toxic and bullying you.
Yeah, it was the headphones. It was a set of headphones. No, it was a set of headphones, and you got it if you were a girl gamer. And if you were in game and guys were being mean to you and picking on you, you would push a button or something. It would contact the Bully Hunters. They would go into the game and start killing all the boys and then say, stop being toxic, men, or we'll be back, or something like that. And they put out this whole thing for it. This like preview, look at what we're doing, and it backfired so bad. They got so ratioed that they literally pulled the product and tried to bury it and act like they never did it.
Well, to start off, that's what Bully Hunters is. To start this off, this came out in November of last year. Ubisoft and Riot Games launched initiative to tackle toxic behavior in online games. So, simple enough. They're pairing up. They're going to start tracking your stuff. They're going to be creating better AI and things of that nature to try to stop all this bad.
Do we need to be careful because of the UK people here? Because I know that they'll come after you if you if you say mean things online.
Well, speaking of that, Ubisoft partners with UK police to tackle online toxicity.
1984 was a warning, not an instruction manual, you assholes.
Nah, man, you're going to be getting arrested for thought speech over here soon, trust. You already can get arrested for tweets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't I share?
Crazy.
When did it become?
Hang on, I'll show this tweet. There was like a number of arrests for social media posts in the UK, and a number of social media arrests in Russia. Guess which one had more?
UK by
far. Yeah. I don't know by how much. I'll find a tweet somewhere.
Whatever happened to Sticks and Stones? I mean,
thanks, Ryan.
The times of Modern Warfare 2 lobbies are long gone.
Yeah, that's
it.
That was all part of the
if you're getting offended by like what people are saying or whatever, just mute the lobby. Like, it's not that hard. It's
you know what I mean. Be a
that
man.
requires effort on their part, and they don't want to
Be a
have
man,
to do
even
that.
if you're a woman. You can do that now. You know what I mean?
Well, if you guys think it's located solely in the UK, they've also already worked with the Norwegian police as well to round up people.
It wouldn't surprise me if it comes here in Australia as well. Would not surprise me in the slightest.
How do
Don't
you
have
like
that new gender equality minister down there?
Yeah,
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy Eyes.
Crazy Eyes.
Yeah, they had that on the. We looked at it on the. Was it the post nut stream?
Well,
You played that.
Yeah.
That's the one with the Neanderthal forehead, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a version of that with flames behind her and like screaming demon noises as it was going off with her voice lowered. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know who made it. I can't remember. It was just.
It was
like,
Avi Yamini.
Hilarious.
Well, I don't
of
think
course
he
it was
made
Avi.
it, but Avi posted it.
Yeah.
Avi is a habibi. He knows how to do his stuff, man. He cracks me up.
Yep.
I got one more topic though before we get into maybe a more serious note.
Serious?
Yeah,
I've
a
been
little
serious
bit
the
more
whole
serious.
time, man.
Sexism in
I was
gaming is
gonna say,
very serious.
Sexism
Something a little
gaming.
before we get into maybe a really serious topic. I also had this come up throughout the week. So Bella Ramsey did a. How many people know who Bella Ramsey is?
Mm-hmm.
The creepy
know who that
girl.
dude is.
The little bear. Or where?
Yeah,
Fuck,
she's
fuck,
in.
fuck.
She's in The Last of Us 2, and she did a interview with GQ. In this interview, they start talking about Last of Us, like we know, season 2, how it's confirmed, and how it's all going to be about part 2. And with that, where's the quote? She basically comes out and says, "Get used to all the propaganda and stuff of episode 3."
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's
Right.
I know people will think what they want to think, but they're gonna have to get used to it. If you don't want to watch the show because it has gay storylines, because it has a trans character, that's on you and you're missing out.
No, I didn't want to watch episode 3 because it was boring and pointless.
Yeah, I don't think
Doesn't
anybody gives a
matter
crap
about that.
about it. I think they care when it's shoved down their throats. You can have whatever
Yeah, but it's
characters you want.
how it's put across. They're trying to put it across like that they're expecting that you're going to be angry about it and try and rub it in your face or something. But I don't care if there's a gay character or a trans character. Just do it properly.
Even Donald Trump called it out. Like he even mentioned like the actor being gay and such. So
No, nobody cares about gay characters. Gus
No.
from Breaking Bad, fantastic character. You didn't have to know that he was gay. He was just a character.
But see, their character progression for these characters is the fact that they are gay or the fact that they are trans. That is what the character is. There's no natural progression of the character or anything like that. The
They're an
purpose of the
insert.
character is to be gay or is to be trans, not to be a progressive part of the story. It's just to be there so that you can see yourself on the screen. That's what it really comes down to. It's kind of like the again, bringing it back to Star Wars, the Star Wars fans out there that are like, oh, I love Star Wars growing up. It was awesome, but I could never really see myself, in the story. I could never see myself in this character or anything like that. It's like, okay, so why did you like Star Wars or why did you like this?
Well, have you ever actually heard someone say that in the real world? Has someone ever come up to you and said, "Oh yeah, like I really like Star Wars, but I never saw myself in there"? Like you just liked it for what it was.
You only ever see stuff like that on Twitter because that's
what I mean.
not
In
real
the real
life.
world, you don't hear people saying that crap. I've
No.
never heard someone actually say that to me. I've read it online on Twitter. That's one of the things that the excuse they use for doing this is so people can see themselves. But no one really cares about that in the real world. Like
I don't know what you're talking about. I always saw myself in Jabba the Hutt.
There's no real big ginger characters in Star Wars, right?
Well, no, because the whole point of Star Wars, taking it to Star Wars, is the story and also like the diversity of the alien creatures, the actual characters and stuff. There's fun, cool things here that you don't actually see yourself in.
No, but you don't understand. The LGBTQ community could never see themselves in Luke until now because they made him a part of the LGBTQ community. So,
They always, listen, some of them wanted to see themselves in Luke. Some of them wanted to see Luke inside them.
Yeah.
I think Mark would be up for that.
Yeah,
It's
Mark
just
Hamill,
the-
a little cuckboy. He'd absolutely be down for that now.
It's just the tragedy of the freaking media now, whether it's games, whether it's movies, shows, is that they believe putting somebody as part of the alphabet community or a marginalized community is cover for bad writing. It doesn't matter. It don't have to make a good character, long as we do, we make them gay, we make them black, we make them, trans, whatever it is. We don't have to write. We don't have to do our job. If
But
we
also
just do
by
that.
saying this, it's the whole, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. It's like, we don't want your politics in our entertainment.
Exactly.
We just want entertainment. So take your politics out of our entertainment and we'll be more than happy to come and watch.
They're trying to say we need to insert current day politics into franchises that have no business having current day politics in them. Like in Star Wars, I don't think Jawas really, discuss like sort of LGBTQ awareness.
I don't know what y'all was discussed as it is. All I hear is them say, "We will."
Yeah, mate, the Mandalorian, the mechanic in the Mandalorian, she's a Jawa fucker now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
As they're taking apart the droids, they're sitting there going, "Did you hear that Steve found his true self?" Happy for him.
To go on what you said, Kenzo, talking about like with Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart announced that he wanted to do Picard because he wanted to combat modern day issues, and everyone knows what that means. And that's why the first 2 seasons of Picard absolutely fucking sucked, because they're just trying to push their fucking liberal agenda.
I really hope this new one is good. I do.
Yeah,
I
speaking
haven't
of
watched
Picard,
it.
go ahead. Sorry about that, Ken.
You go on.
Speaking of Picard, like I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but from what I've been hearing about what recently came out, apparently it's very good.
Gary said it's good.
Yeah, Soldier, you did a review on that, did you not?
Yeah, and the video for my channel relatively is doing phenomenal, way better than I thought it was going to be. I think largely because I'm controversing now by saying I fucking loved it. I love the first episode, and I know that it is compounded by the fact that I watched at least part of Gary Nerdrotic's review where he raves and he saw I guess it sounds like he saw the whole season and he absolutely loved it. So I'm being very optimistic that it's going to be great going forward. And I know there was a lot of criticism. There's a lot of criticism of this first episode, and after I did the review and I saw a lot of comments on my channel about it, everyone's saying, it wasn't really that great. And I had to be more thinking about, so it wasn't really that fantastic. But the thing I will stay focused on is that I'm a huge Next Generation fan and Star Trek in general, except for the modern day Trek. And this actually felt like real Star Trek, even down to the font that they used. When the font first appeared, I said, "Holy shit, that's the Next Generation font!" I was fucking blown away. And then
actually, it's Star Trek 2. The opening credits.
Yeah, it's just
Star Trek 2: The Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
6 for the exit. Yeah.
Yeah, the end credits. Yeah, the end credits had was it First Contact's music?
Yeah.
Yep. I got chills when I heard that, man.
The first 2 seasons of Picard just didn't have that traditional Star Trek feel to them.
First 2 seasons of Picard weren't even Star Trek.
And I
said that in my review. The opening sequence for Picard was so fucking painstakingly dumb. The music was just boring, slow, like violin. It had all this artistic shit. It was
that whole
so
stuff with
bad.
Like the mother, what she did to herself and stuff. It was just not something that you want to see them traveling to other places and doing stuff. And have you seen the is it Strange New World season, the other one?
So I'm now up to 8 episodes on that, because I think it is someone here who said it's actually not that bad, and it's not terrible, but it's still.
I thought in comparison to the first 2 seasons of Picard, it does have more of that Star Trek feel. They're going around to different places. There's sort of one-shot episodes that don't lead. They have the overarching story in them, but it's just a one-shot adventure. That's what I used to like about Star Trek.
I can't get past Dude Uhura.
Yeah,
that's a dude. That is not a woman. Uhura,
yeah, I know. There is some woke sprinkled in there, but I try. Like I said, I went as I have with all of the Star Trek stuff that come out, even Discovery. I went into it optimistically, and I tried as hard as I could to carry on watching it, but the diverse female space Jesus was just too much for me, and I didn't even watch the last season of that one. But the Picard stuff, I have watched all of it. Me and the missus are both bang into it and went into it wanting to like it, and I hated every minute of the first 2 seasons. But I am really optimistic, and going on what Sol just said, I'm going to give it a go.
I'll say this too, because what you said about Strange New Worlds. Yes, that is a great Star Trek episodic series, and I said this in my review also. Is this the Next Generation series? No, it's not. This is like a big production Next Generation movie. It's not episodic. It has one large adventure going on. So it's. But the thing is, though, is they still brought back the fun energy of the crew. You know, you have Riker being Riker, and it's just I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Picard is still, unfortunately, Jean-Luc, or rather Patrick Stewart, is a feeble little bitch boy of a man, and unfortunately, he's probably going to be the worst part of the show. But
I'm sorry. I thought that captain's bullshit.
I thought that some of the latter Next Generation movies themselves were like First Contact and Insurrection were more like 2, stretched out long feature-length episodes rather than sort of a cinematic movie.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If I was comparing to anything, it's like this is comparable to First Contact. I think it's it's good.
See, I'm down with that. I am down with that, and just as I really did like the original crew, and like I heard what Gary said. Don't expect them to be the old crew, but it has the Star Trek feel. That's enough for me. I'll take Gary and Soldier Spirit's recommendation.
The thing is, my biggest issue right now is the fact that we just keep getting not just sort of remakes, but that they're moving forward. Like something like Star Trek, they honestly could have brought in a whole new captain and moved forward with the story. They brought in all new characters. Yes, you might have your cameos, your couple of nostalgia little bait things come in here and there in an episode or a name drop or something like that. But instead of actually just moving forward with the story, they've really got to suck on the nostalgia of what people loved before. And that's where I start to think, no, hang on a second. We're not, Hollywood is creatively bankrupt. Right, they're not really coming up with new stories. I mean, the newest story that I think we've had in more recent times is like the John Wick story, for example. There's no really new IPs being formed. There's no George Lucas's out there. There's no what's the guy that made Trek?
Gene Roddenberry.
Gene Roddenberry's. There's none of those. There's no J.R.R. Tolkien's out there anymore. They're just they've bought the rights to these things, and they think that gives them the right to then go and
just rehash the old stuff as well.
Rehash the old stuff, but also change the old stuff. Now, like you guys are saying, you're 2 seasons into Star Wars. You're 2 seasons into Picard, and coming into the 3rd season, it's getting better. And I'm not a big Trekkie or anything like that, but 2 seasons of absolute crap to then come up with a story, and it's not like, from my understanding, it's not like they've changed or retconned what they did in those first 2 seasons. Am I right?
No, because that angry lesbian's still in it.
Right.
The thing is, on the topic of good seasons of everything, so you have your good season of season 3 of Picard, right? Even though the whole franchise of Star Trek has been complete and utter shit. Then you have, in Star Wars, people have been highly praising Andor as a series, but then again, no one watched it. So that just makes me think, what do you guys think is the road of redemption, let's say, for these franchises like DC, like Marvel, like every franchise that they're down? It definitely needs to be more than one good season of a TV show. It's not like, you did this good piece of media. All is forgiven in the past. I think
the answer is stick to the source material.
100%.
And, stick to the source material, choose an IP that was successful and just make a movie of the book. It's not it's not hard, but they just have to change it so much.
But also stop with like the reboots and the rehashes and the changing of the like, you know, I when I say things like that, I kind of think of The Little Mermaid, for example, you know, and The Lion King and like all those Disney classics that they then just come out and they redo them for what? For the buck, for the money.
It also totally relates to Star Trek, like in the sense of, you know, just using nostalgia, building your thing around the nostalgia, you know, rehashing the past. You know, that's the wrong way. When Star Trek: The Next Generation first come out, you know, like you said, it was a new crew, all doing new stuff. Like there was new technology in it. They'd moved on like into the future all the way from the original Star Trek. And then later on, they did sprinkle some nostalgia in there. Like there, I think I remember an episode where Scotty was trapped in the buffer.
Oh yeah,
you know, So like, so that is, it was all new stuff, and sprinkle a little bit of nostalgia in, do it the other way, and it works. You know, like they've got it wrong, they've got it twisted.
This just shows that Hollywood's lost all of its creativity. I mean, when more than 50% of what's coming out is prequels or remakes or reboots, we're tired of it. We want new creative, you know, franchises, and it's not there.
I'm working on trying to provide
King.
one.
That was new. You didn't watch that? Well, that was revisionist history. It's still you know, something people know about.
Yeah, I see what you guys mean, like with originals and stuff like that. The thing is, I don't imagine Hollywood ever do that. They feel safe in the IPs. They feel like there's like an inbuilt audience in them. The thing is,
they feel safe in it, but they're ruining the franchises in the process.
Yeah,
but it's all for the new audience. It's all for the new audience. See, this is the thing. Like, we're all a bit older. We grew up watching these things and learning the lore and learning the canon of these different universes and things like that. Now the new people come in, they haven't watched the old stuff, and they watch this new stuff and go, oh, this is Star Trek, or this is Star Wars, or this is Marvel, or this is DC. Like, oh, this is what it is. It's to essentially, it's kind of like an indoctrination, right, for the new younger people these days.
Yeah, the thing that really annoys me about it is, you know, there is people out there that have so much attention to detail, right? And when you're putting someone on screen in a new thing, like someone as iconic as Darth Vader, right? At least get the costume right. Like Gundam picked out everything that was wrong with the costume that they was wearing. He was like, oh, this is the gloves from this film. This is the front panel from this film. Like, why do they not have someone that's working for a multi-billion-dollar company that can do that kind of stuff? Like, it's
the crazy thing about that is that those things would, like, for want of a better way, nitpicky kind of things, right? Like, you know, he had different gloves on with a different helmet, with a different this, a different that. Yeah,
people
the hardcore
stuff,
fans
though,
are the ones that notice that. The crazy thing is that the people were still clapping even when, you know, Vader didn't end up finishing Obi-Wan off in that first duel, like in that first fight in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Like, this is where people
know the outcome,
just,
don't you? So they can't kill each other. You know, there's no stakes in the fight, so
they're literally turning their brains off.
So they just made them have stupid powers that didn't really make sense to the rest of the continuity that they've used the Force previously or after, and didn't even make a compelling epic fight, which they totally could have.
So
it's fine. Creatively bankrupt.
Look, it's good if that they're actually starting to tell a good story with something like Star Trek, right? Just bringing it back to that, because that's where this conversation started.
Well, no, we can talk about Star Wars if you want me. I know that's
no. Like, they need to tell a good story. They need it to be in the continuity. They need it to be within the canon, and they need to stop changing things the way that they're changing things.
Stick to the source material.
Yeah. Even though, you know, they like to say that there is no source material.
Yeah, true. I don't know what this like disrespect for the source material is. It's like literally the
It was written by a white man.
The whole
a bunch of white men, actually.
Right.
Done.
right? It's
Knights
just
of the Old Republic was amazing. You know, like all of that extended universe
yeah.
that they could have used, and it's all just it's gone.
That's EU now.
And this is what we get.
Yeah, the thing is,
That's
like,
Legends.
With all these franchises, right? Let's think about this logically. Good franchise sells incredibly well. Okay, so Hollywood looks at that and says, okay, let's do a movie. And then they suddenly get this like need to disrespect and separate themselves from the source material. I'm not understanding the criticism. If you can't write for shit, why not just take the easy path and copy the source material? If you're that completely useless, because I think like at the end of the day, it doesn't really need to be a great adaptation. All it needs to be is like a good story in of itself. And I think something like the Joker, for instance, I don't think that's really comic accurate at all. But I think it provides a great story and a great interpretation of the character. Exactly. But the thing is, like with these other franchises, I don't understand like it's disdain for the source material. Like they need. I think it's ego at the end of the day. I can write something better than this.
Like Joker was different.
I think,
yeah, it was. Sorry, Rhino. I was saying that Joker was different. All of these other IPs, they're all just starting to look the same. You know, it's not like the cinematography is different, or like even all the soundtracks are starting to sound the same. You know, there's no like you don't remember. Like the old movies, Back to the Future, Star Wars, they've all got sort of iconic themes that you can remember. Can you remember any of the different themes from any of the sort of new movies?
Yeah, I'm gonna forget Ant-Man 3 in like a couple of months' time.
Exactly.
Like, completely don't remember nothing about
Well,
it.
like a couple weeks. This is it's the way that they view it now. It's like the reality of history now. They think that everything in the past is embedded in white supremacy and homophobia and all of these things. So that's why the source material is no good, because it was written by a white supremacist, or it was written by, you know, somebody who like isn't, you know, it was like J.R.R. Tolkien.
Colonizer.
He's definitely not from this era. He wrote, you know, and what he wrote actually doesn't have an era around it, really. When you think about it, it's timeless.
He was trying to write tales for England, you know, myths, because to be honest, we don't really have many of our own. You know, there's cultures around the world that have tales that go back 3,000, 5,000 years. And although we were, you know, habited and stuff, you know, there's a few old Celtic stories, but other than that, we've sort of been invaded so many times by other cultures. A lot of our stuff are like Nordic stories and Danish stories. We don't really have our own history. So he was just trying to make a mythical England, so that's where it's kind of supposed to be set.
And he's not even American. This is the crazy thing about it, is that when they come out and they say, oh, you know, Tolkien was racist and or whatever, it's like, dude, really? Or he's homophobic. You know when he uses the Film Actors Guild word in his books, he's talking about a pile of sticks, right? Not an actual person being a.
He's also uberly Catholic. Like pre-Vatican II, like
fucking fought in World War One as well.
Elizabeth Young here in the chat made a point saying like that she probably could write stuff better than, you know, what's going on in Hollywood, and a lot of people probably could, but in order to have your stuff put on screen, you do have a quota to meet, you know, in order in terms of ideological crap. Like you have a diversity quota for each movie. You have to cast a certain amount of male, certain amount of female, certain amount of people of color, certain amount of LGBTQ.
And the scripts are being written whilst the movie is shooting as well. Wink, wink. I wonder who that is.
If something's
I wonder who
problematic,
James Gunn
they
was
have to
talking
take
about.
it out. They have like you know, people on set that are there to make sure that it's right, and if there's something they don't agree with that's toxic, or it has to be taken out.
Speaking of, I know Kyle Broflovsky runs Hollywood.
Kyle runs Hollywood.
So we have more memes to show, guys. Let's check them out.
We are the Legion of Memers after all.
Jack does not disappoint.
I remember doing the time warp.
Wait, what? Oh God!
Oh, poor Dermy.
Careful what you wish for, Dermy. You might
might want to want that.
Why am I not surprised?
Pegula.
Genitalia.
Well, no, it's the bad word on YouTube you're not allowed to say. Apparently, you're not allowed to say because it'll be monetized.
It's clear this guy don't watch the Philosophy then, I guess.
I am the buddy.
I mean, I think we Brits use it too as well.
Yeah,
I
bro,
think Brits use it.
they use it on that show like every third or fourth word.
Yeah.
I think. Isn't that right, Rhino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'll be honest, you've done very well. You haven't used it once here.
So what's the story behind you and Tokyo Ghoul?
It's literally lethal. Lethal being doing his lethal things.
Yes.
He's trying to basically say that Tokyo Ghoul and Cobra Kai are the same thing, and because
What?
I like Cobra Kai,
What?
it means that I like Tokyo Ghoul.
They're
It's
not the same
literally-
thing. Tokyo
makes
Ghoul is
sense.
great, but no.
Tokyo Ghoul is the Zack Snyder of anime, I would say.
Right.
Pretentiously
No.
edgy,
No.
like Goth Kid, essentially.
I don't know. I
I'd
don't
rather watch
get it
those
myself.
Tokyo Ghoul is actually pretty good. Ignore season 2.
No,
though.
no, it isn't. I don't think Tokyo Ghoul is any good.
I will fight you, True Pop, on this. Tokyo Ghoul is freaking amazing.
Oh, I'm so dark. Oh, look, we're vampires and we're so depressed.
They're not
That is
vampires,
so
they're
good.
ghouls.
They are
So
a
shade.
metaphor
That
for
is
vampires.
so good.
That
Yeah,
is
so
actually
shaded. That's so
really
shaded.
good.
That's sick, bro.
He's done some
Yeah,
great work.
I
on
will
his own.
fight True Pop on Tokyo Ghoul.
You want to fight? That's
Yeah,
what
I
you
will
want to fight?
them.
Real
I mean,
good.
any way you slice it, they are vampires.
They're not vampires,
They
they're
are
ghouls.
essentially vampires.
They're not vampires. Vampires drink blood. Ghouls eat people.
Oh, that's a big bloody difference. Some
It
interpretations
is
of
a
vampires.
difference.
Big bloody.
Are you going to come out here and say werewolves are vampires? No.
No.
But they
If it
crave
pisses you off-
specifically humans.
If I will.
No, this is all just dark monster bigotry I'm hearing right now.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not very
Okay.
inclusive.
Like literally, the main character himself has white hair and like black under his eyes and probably black. I
He
think
does-
black fingernails as well.
Because
That's
he has
profiling,
multiple
man.
personalities.
Okay.
He
yeah,
goes
sure.
from black hair, one eye. He's a one eye ghoul. He was specifically made. It explains it in the show.
I'm
They're
telling
ghouls.
you, if they make a live action of the series,
They
Zack
did.
Snyder directing. I'm telling you,
They did in Japan. It wasn't that good.
Oh, okay.
And no,
Well,
Zack
Zack Snyder should
Snyder.
direct it.
If Zack Snyder touched that, that would be the end of everything. I
It'd
have
be-
a
it'd be
freaking wood
perfect.
burning of Tokyo Ghoul right over here.
It's a match made in heaven. Zack Snyder and Tokyo
No, it's
Ghoul.
not. That
Yes.
would be freaking awful, and I would hate every second of it.
Get Ryan Johnson to do it.
Oh God, no!
No, give it Taika Waititi.
Time to subvert your expectations.
I hate American Hollywood touching anime with a passion. No live
Oh.
action. You guys go
So you're
fuck up all
definitely-
of our properties over here. Leave Japan alone. I'm
Yeah.
So you're probably
dreading the
excited
One
for One
Piece.
Piece.
Yeah,
Tiger's
One
doing
Piece
the
is
in-cow
thing I'm
next.
dreading, dude. That is
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be
That live
dude.
action.
Oh,
It's just one more step towards live action Gundam. Just one more step.
Question about One Piece: isn't there like a guy who has like stretchy powers? You know, like
That's the
Yeah.
main
fantastic-
character.
but don't
Yeah.
spoil
Right,
it for me.
Luffy.
I'm only halfway through the series.
But no, I'm just simply asking,
Episode
how the hell are they
6,122?
going to do that in live action? I mean,
They're
it
not.
was so egregious that they didn't do it from Miss Marvel, essentially for reasons 'cause it looks goofy or something. So, are they going to do the same thing with One Piece, or is he going to have magic?
Of course, they'll have to
bracelets?
do it in One Piece, man. It
How-
wouldn't be One Piece without it.
How are they gonna do a deer that can transform between deer form, buff form, and little kid form that's a doctor?
Yeah.
Did you
yeah.
say butt form?
No. Buff.
That's what I heard.
Have you guys heard about Avatar: The Last Airbender Netflix live action? Like,
Did they not learn that lesson once, old man?
Butt form.
Yeah, it's there's gonna be a live action Netflix series, and I'm worried for the same reason. How are they going to do like the Earth CGI and water CGI?
They're not.
Well, they're doing action. How to train your dragon.
The thing is, I don't think CGI is good enough for these special effects. It looks great in animation, but for like Full Metal Alchemist, I don't think the effects are going to look absolute dog shit.
I think it's a case. I think it's a case of them trying to show too much. You know, if they pick the camera angles right, and they wouldn't have to. They could do not minimal CGI with good CGI and good camera angles, and not showing everything. They could pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, same problem with My Hero Academia. How the hell do you show off someone that strong? It requires so much CG. No, it's not worth making it into live action if you don't have the right approach, the right technology to it. I would not bother with One Piece.
Yeah, they have gone backwards in some cases. Even like they done the Hulk right in the first Avengers, the Joss Whedon one. When he's punching that Leviathan down, that definitely displays like power. Like
the best
I do get
example
what you mean,
of
just hollow and.
The best example of CGI that I can think of is Pirates of the Caribbean with Davy Jones. That was just I think absolute peak of CGI use, and now somehow that was I think that's a 10-year-old movie now, probably, maybe 2013, maybe. I can't remember when it came out. But the thing is, that movie was ages ago, and you look at some recent like Marvel WandaVision final episode, that some of the CGI in that just looks absolutely terrible.
Thor
If you look
CGI
at
in Last
Modoc-
Starfighter in that shit.
Love and Thunder. God, that was bad CGI.
I mean, these CGI artists must work essentially in a dungeon under the Big Mouse's rule, so maybe that's why it looks like Doug Warner.
Well, they outsource a lot of it, don't they? It's not like the old days where they would have everyone sort of in the writer's room doing it, or it's all outsourced by people, and they don't get paid a lot, and they have, well, from what you read online, they don't really get paid that much, and they have stupid deadlines.
Exactly.
Hey, Pop.
Yeah?
It's almost been 6 years since Davy Jones was created. I mean, not
God
6
damn.
years, 20 years.
I thought
It came out in 2006.
60s, mate.
God, wow. Wow.
I mean, it's because they've gone backwards in terms of because they rely on it too much. Before it was
But that's
more
like
practical
that's
effects
like
with. Yeah, sorry, Rhino.
I was just going to say that's like Disney with the volume.
Mm-hmm.
The volume, like, yeah, although that seems to be good technology, it's actually taking. I feel like when I'm watching something that was filmed in the volume, we're taking a step back from what we are used to in regards to special effects and things like that. What was so wrong with filming on a green screen and then actually like imposing the images onto it?
Mm-hmm.
It definitely looked. Could you imagine them doing the fight on Mustafa in the volume? Could you imagine how squashed and narrow that scene would feel in the
It
volume?
always has to be so flat though in volume. It doesn't have depth. At least on the green screen, you can have this fake depth.
It
there.
reminds me of that old Stanley Kubrick where he did it in 2001 Space Odyssey with the apes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just with old cinema screens like the old silver ones. You know, like it just reminds me of that same thing. But obviously, I'd say his has a more cinematic feel to it than what they're trying to pull off now. It just looks flat and whack.
Compared to like Soldier Spirit's background right now, that's a green screen.
Mm-hmm.
That has depth.
That's all real.
Unless
that's
you're
all
talking
real.
to me
what are you
and
talking
I'm an
about?
idiot. I can't tell.
That's in his vet surgery. That's what it looks like in there.
It's a green screen, but it has depth and everything. It has so much depth that No Green Rocks literally thought it was actually a shelf.
Yeah. Soldier's background looks better than the entirety of Ant-Man and Quantum. Yeah, so there's that.
And that's a combination of Soldier and
Hey,
Devil
Jay.
right there.
I'll change it to Soldier's backgrounds looks better than Modoc's face, like any day of the week. Literally, that was just terrible. I don't know what they were thinking.
Why did
I mean, I will say, like in the Andor series, despite how bad I feel that show was, being that they didn't film it in the volume and they actually went out on site. They filmed it on a green screen. They filmed, on location is what I was looking for before. It's so you can see the difference when you're watching it. Again, it's kind of like you're saying with the depth and everything of the shot, you can actually see it actually looks bigger. It looks like a bigger world, or it looks like a bigger shot. When they were filming the Obi-Wan Kenobi show in the volume, like some of those scenes, they look like where's the space, where's the room? They feels like really claustrophobic.
There's not many sort of the wide shots. If you film on the green screen, then you can then take that and make it smaller and then build CGI around it for the big wide shots and stuff. Like, it just lacked that. I know exactly what you mean.
So I don't know. I think the volume has definitely made.
It's lazy.
It is. It is.
It's become very formulaic. Like I said, it's all just starting to look the same. It's like, right, this is how we're going to make the movie. It's going to have crappy orchestral music with lots of horns on it.
And if an actor needs to be able to see the image or see the room that they're in to be able to act, well, then they're not much of a very good actor, are they?
Oh, speaking of actors, you know what really annoyed me about Ant-Man? The constant fucking nano helmets of taking the helmet off and seeing the actor's face.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever came up with that trope, I will murder you in your... Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
in Minecraft.
Yes, in Minecraft. I will put your bed in the nether. That's what I'm going to do.
You can still there's many ways to portray emotion when a character is wearing a mask, you know.
Exactly. And with the Ant-Man mask, you can see the eyes. That should be enough. It's not like a Spider-Man where...
I think that would be, I don't know if we were having this conversation on here, but yeah, I think we said that Hugo Weaving's performance in V for Vendetta just proves that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That role, he crushed that role.
Absolutely
crushed that role.
And even like the original Darth Vader, right? That was an actor doing all of the movements, and it was James Earl Jones's like performance that just sort of brought the menacing tone and sort of gave the character life.
Even like trying to say for a character that's not like massively in your face, like even Boba Fett in the originals. You know, you never saw him without his helmet on.
No.
He was still
much more menacing
character, and you didn't need to see him emote with his face. You could just tell what the character was doing.
Just his mannerisms, mannerisms, the way he carried himself, his confidence, you know, like the way that he was always there at the right, like standing next to sort of one of the head bad guys. You knew he meant business, you know, you didn't need to see his face. You didn't even need to hear him talk, like you said. Just him being there, just, you know, he commanded sort of, and they lost that in the Boba Fett series.
Well, to be fair, for the Mandalorian, I think that the fact that the actor who plays Mando, what's his name?
Pedro
Pascal.
He has
I respect the hell out of him, because he is one of the rare Hollywood actors that's okay with having his face covered almost all the time. Save for 2 times he took the helmet off?
No, he's not.
Time about that on set.
He's not. He was apparently complaining about that the whole time.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
When he first takes his helmet off, even though he's not allowed to in his cult that he's in, it was literally to access an Imperial computer, because you just have to have a face to continue.
That was stupid.
Just have a face to continue.
What if the alien like doesn't have like a head, you know, just like an eyeball maybe?
I got no respect for Pedro Pascal.
No,
neither do I.
It's Pedro Pascal.
I retract my statement.
I'll beat you up
on. I get what you mean though. When like he did portray that kind of, you know, emotion and stuff, and just with his voice and his mannerisms, you didn't need to see his facial expressions. So I do know what you mean, Soldier. Like,
yeah, that was the other thing I was getting at. Is that he plays the role for somebody you can't see his face fantastic. You know, his voice comes through very great. I love everything about that, except for obviously the Gina Carano situation, and everything. And Pedro Pascal is a little cut boy bitch. So,
and even you could, like, after he'd had a fight and stuff, like you could see he was messed up. You didn't have to see him like with his mask off or naked in a Bacta tank to know that, you know, he'd sort of been in a battle.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal's great. He's great at one note acting. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, we're coming towards the end of the show, so I just want to make sure everybody gets their outros before we head out for the day. Thank you, everybody who was watching the show. I really appreciate you guys. Who put a poll in the chat? I had no idea that you did that. I have no idea how it works.
I thought that was
Dread.
you.
Yeah.
No,
By
that
the way,
wasn't me. I have no idea how to do it.
Dread is another great example. I just saw someone in the chat say that Dread with the Cal Urban.
Yeah,
And
volume that says volume is good for cinema is you're
Yeah.
wrong.
Absolutely.
You're so wrong.
So, Oculus, do you want to tell people where they can find you, where to check you out?
Well, you can find me on Twitter. I can post like memes during Friday Night Touch, and yeah, all in all, great week, great Saturday. Love to hang out with the boys, and looking forward to next week.
You just
Awesome,
assume my
yeah,
gender
we-
again. God dang it.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Horny Alf, how you doing, man?
Yeah, no green rocks. Once again, thanks for having me on.
Of course.
I am Horny Alf, Alien Master Memes. You can find me on Twitter dropping memes for various streams. When I'm not on the Legion stream, you can find me on Vets Talking on Tuesdays and Saturday nights, so I'll be on there later tonight. Before that, I'll be on Etep Wakuyan's Place to Be Reviews stream, so if you want to catch me, you can catch me there.
And big
Don't
shout
forget
out to
check
you,
out his
man.
Instagram.
Horny Alf's been helping me with the scheduling, and it's a rough time, but he's been doing a great job. So thank you so much.
Oh,
Horny
speaking
Alf.
of that, next week we have Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge on, so.
Oh, that's gonna be a good show. Okay.
So many meme ideas for them.
Yeah, Tom Connors is gonna get wrecked probably on here. Kenzo, what projects do you have coming up?
Yeah, well, I'm working at the moment on some more animated stuff for the Full Aussie that will have this gentleman in it.
Yeah.
I'm working actually on some skits, original adventures with this guy, Mr. Grant Gregory, also going to be included. There's going to be something dropping next Saturday that should be ready for the Full Aussie. I don't want to release it before then because I want the panel to be surprised.
I'm
been
excited.
working really hard behind the scenes, man. Like, honestly, like I've really tried to level up. I've been doing some shout out to Sergeant Herbs, who I've been doing some work with. He's going to provide some original music for the series. And it's like I said, it's kind of been rebooted already. We had sort of a couple of meme episodes to begin with, a big Les parody, but now I'm going with some original skits, Aussie adventures, man. Like, and I'm really excited to show you all. You can find me at Art by Kenzo on YouTube and Art by Kenzo at Twitter. And serious, man, I can't wait to show you. It's going to
Dude,
be.
I
gonna be
have
fucking.
Can't wait
I
to
have
see
those
it.
notification bells on, bro. I am ready to go.
Yeah, well, Mr. Rhino, I have pretty much a 5-episode arc planned out already, and it's fucking hilarious. And you are going to be involved, my friend. Like,
Yeah,
you come,
awesome.
yeah. The
Awesome. I
first
can't
couple of episodes are just setting the scene, but you're going to be heavily involved.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, everyone, and thanks to everyone in the chat.
Of course, dude. True Pop Culture, you got any projects coming up?
Well, I am planning to do a certain EFAP animated highlight video coming soon to the channel. The topic is Teletubbies. I'll tease that a little, let the chat get excited. I think EFAP are currently streaming as well, specifically diving into Ant-Man. So I'll probably, wait till it finishes and then, listen it on to train journeys and bus journeys and whatnot.
So
that's
Monday,
always
got
fun. Yeah, so I'll be working on that video, hopefully releasing it sometime this week. Yeah, as always, we'd like to say a great big thanks for the guest for coming on the show. Great talking to you. And yeah, thanks for having me on the stream, Soups. As always, it's good to be on the Legion of Meme stream.
Yeah,
to talk
dude,
about
it's
all
what
things
I
pop
look
culture.
forward to. That streams a week that I get excited for, and I pretty much plan my week around them. And this is definitely one of them.
Oh, you love me that much?
No.
No,
Not
you know
because
what? I
you've done a
actually watch
show.
your videos at work. I'll watch your videos during my break.
Aw, thank you.
Well, I mean, they're not long. They're
No.
just the right time for my break, which I appreciate immensely.
10 minutes.
Good sitting on the pooper
Yeah.
link.
Well, if I sat on the poop for 10 minutes, my legs would probably fall asleep. But yeah.
Get him.
So, CJP, you got any projects coming up?
Well, I just dropped a 200 sub special track, the theme from Escape from New York.
Nice.
With the GoldenEye sound fonts. I've still got one more watch theme to finish off the mainline movies. But then you can catch me over on ETEP's channel Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays now. So for Going In Raw, Holy Shit News with Soldier Spirit on Wednesdays, and then Saturday night's main event, which I'll be on tonight.
Awesome, man. I love how you guys are all doing your own thing now. It makes me really like proud for all of you. I'm like so impressed by all the work you guys do. When we created the Legion of Memers, it's supposed to be like the comic book writers' room of old, and you guys are really embracing that spirit. I freaking love it, dude. Devil made me do it. How you doing, mate?
I'm good. I am Devil Make Me Do It. Nalik3 on the Twitters. If you like memes, check me out. I meme all the shows that all the other Legion members do, and I was happy to be here. It's great.
Awesome, man. Thank you for coming on, dude.
No problem.
Soldier Spirit. What you got planned down the pipeline?
Well, I do also want to give credit because Dermy was making the comments about this background. Devil made me do it, made it for me, so he needs to get credit for that. Thank you again
Devilishly good.
for that.
Thank you.
But yeah, tonight and today, right after this, I'll be hopping on author Stephen Walton's channel, and immediately after that, Skinamax Saturday on Vets Talking. Always drop the G, and you'll find me on YouTube, on Twitter, on Rumble, and all those fun places. So we'll be having Tina Bojan on tonight, and I will make sure all the dirty, nasty veterans know that she is married, so stay back. But we will also, I completely forgot to mention this, we have Vets Talking Tuesday at 7:45 Eastern. We will also be having on Tom Connors on Vets Talking Tuesday, and that is thanks to Horny Out because he's been doing an amazing job at booking guests for Vets Talking as well. So everybody, yeah, you can come check us out on Vets Talking. We'll be joined by Not So Drunk 3PO because I'll be the one drinking tonight, not him. He is just Mr. Hungover 3PO. But come on, join the conversation, join in the fun. Check out my video. Yeah, check out my review of Picard on Vets Talking. That's really doing bang up stuff. We were thinking about talking about the train incident. I did a video also on the weird shit about the fact they filmed a movie in the exact same town as a train accident, and the movie was also about a train accident and a chemical spill. Really fucking weird. So I did a video on that. So check that out. And remember, you don't got to be a veteran joining the conversation at Vets Talk. And all we ask is that you just don't get butthurt because we don't like butthurt little bitches. But you've been warned.
I love your. I love your
dude,
pitch.
that's professional as hell, dude. Raising Rhino. Can you let the people know where to find you and when your shows are and everything like that?
Yes, for sure. Well, first of all, thank you for the invite. Hail the Legion. You're all awesome. Love your work. You do a great thing for the community. You make us laugh, which is awesome. So thank you guys, all of you.
Of course.
As for me, of course, Raging Rhino on YouTube, Raging Rhino 8, I think it is on Twitch, and you can find me on Rumble as well, and also obviously on Twitter. I am currently reviewing The Bad Batch Season 2, which has been it's torture, really.
It's so bland.
Man, it's horrible. There's also, of course, Mando Season 3, which is pretty much a week and a half away from dropping. So that's going to be something that I'll be reviewing. I'm trying to at least get out like 3 videos a week at this point in time. It is hard when you're working full time and then, need to get some videos and some content out. But I've been doing my very best to do that. So you can obviously come over, find me. If you like Disney Star Wars, you will probably hate me. So just keep that in mind when you come over and subscribe.
There's also lots more Raging Rhino content over on the Full Aussie channel.
Oh, yes.
That Ryan Reaper puts and Skirmitar put loads of sort of short-based clip videos from the Full Aussie and from Gronkin on dogs.
Yes, please. Thank you for reminding me, Kenzo.
That's all right.
The Full Aussie channel, the actual Full Aussie official channel, please go over and subscribe to that. Obviously, it's myself, Lethal, Mozza, and the token American females. So it's awesome. We love that show.
Mr. Grant Gregory.
And I did miss Mr. Grant Gregory, of course.
Oh well,
man,
you
it's
missed Gronkin on dogs as well. You missed
Ah!
Gronkin on dogs. You missed the Full Aussie channel.
Man,
you missed Sergeant Herbs. You missed Beardo.
It's awesome. Go over and subscribe to the Full Aussie channel.
Yeah, there's lots more content there, man. Some sick stuff that Skirmitar, Ryan Reaper put out there, and we're trying to get that channel monetized as well. So if you haven't subscribed to that already, go over to there.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Thank you.
Dermy Wormy, you got any new projects coming up or anything like that?
yes, actually. Basically, once I get done with this stream, I'm going downstairs. I'm gonna use the restroom, get some water. Then I'm immediately going to play Hogwarts Legacy because I already have it pulled up. I'm ready to play. Then I will be on Skinemax Saturdays tonight as the token Civ. You know? Well, I mean, Devil's
Token punching
a
bag.
civilian, but he's also a demon, so I'm also a token punching bag, like Soldier just said. You can check me out on my channel, Dermy Wormy, where I put out 2 to 3 videos a day, various topics. I have also a review of the latest episode of The Last of Us coming up on Monday. Forgot to put out my latest review of G Gundam today because I was playing Hogwarts Legacy so long and I overslept. So
Gundam is better than Hogwarts Legacy, Danny, man.
I know, but I had a shit week and I just wanted to play some Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, you're entitled to it, man.
Yeah, and also, I mean,
you play with your wand, man. That's cool.
I play my wand all the time. I will say I am in my personal favorite part of G Gundam towards the end of the Guyana Highland saga where Burning Gundam comes into play. Fantastic moment of G Gundam. But yeah, check out my channel. Love you all. Thank you for having me on. And yeah, trying to beat out a Soldier for having a more professional intro. I think I'm failing.
Are you doing good, bro?
We'll work on it. And Rox, if I could say one more thing, I forgot to mention this. In the course of this, I picked up 2 more subscribers. I am 1 away from our first 100 subscribers on Vets Talking.
Nice.
So if somebody can get me over that hump, make that one big milestone, and then message me on Twitter at Vets Talking, drop the G, and I'll give you a proper shout out on the show tonight on Skinemax Saturday.
Yeah.
Nice.
I could subscribe on my other account.
Do it. I'll give you a shout out, Kenzo.
man.
That's not
That's
fair
awesome.
to our audience.
And I am Superman. If he wasn't scared of green rocks, if I can
Hail.
ask all of you to do me a favor, please go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to that. I don't typically do too much on there because I'm doing a lot of work for the Legion because the Legion comes first for me. But when I do have some downtime, I play Hogwarts Legacy on there. I'm very much looking forward to playing that. I will either do that tonight or tomorrow, and it'll probably be a very long stream. So come by, hop in chat, and just enjoy it with me because I'm having fun. Do not drop spoilers because again, I am having fun. So thank you so much, everybody who's watching.
Hey, Rox, I have a spoiler.
Huh?
I have a spoiler real quick. Sorona's a dude.
Well, now if you get a mod.
She goes from this.
I thank you, everybody, for your support with the Legion. There are some big things I'm planning on doing because I'm having a little bit more time on my hands during the day. We are most likely going to be doing streams on Wednesdays now, and that'll just be mostly with the Legion. So come by, leave the what notification bell on, and just enjoy the content. And if you guys want to, at the end of the show, we have the spotlight video that's premiering. So be sure to watch that. And if your memes came up, enjoy, have fun. And thank you all for watching, and have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
And I reached 100.